Based in Staffordshire, gilder Ruth Tappin has spent the last 20 years restoring antique mirrors, frames and ornate gilded objects. Today she's travelling to North Wales, where she's meeting antiques dealer Drew Pritchard at his home to take a look at something he found on a recent European buying trip.
We picked them up while we were out in Hungary for not too much money, something that's very naive in its construction, almost completely untouched and really rather charming.
He told me it needs quite a lot of work, and I know from experience with Drew that if he says it needs a lot of work, it really does. Right, what have you got me?
Guess. Well, it's not a mirror, clearly.
Yeah, unless it's in bits.
No, pair of...
Oh, candlesticks.
Central European, or what would be your thoughts?
The bowl colour, yeah, that would be Central European, yeah.
I mean, they've got loads of problems with them, but they are genuinely quite a sort of... I think they've got enough naivety to them to make them more interesting, haven't they?
Yes.
Decoratively carved wooden candlesticks like these adorned the altars of churches and chapels throughout Central Europe in the 19th century. In their day, these candlesticks would have been fully gilded in gold leaf, which symbolised the divine in religious art. But Ruth is going to have a job on her hands to bring them back to life.
So how much time are we looking at here to do this? Because you're going to have to take all of the gilding off and then repair the gesso and then start again.
I've got to make sure that the gesso's solid. So a lot of this, it's powder.
It's not great.
I mean,
oh God, look at that.
I can't gild on that. I need a solid surface to gild on. So everywhere where I can just flick like that, there it's solid, it stops.
Yeah.
But all this powder has got to come off. There's a lot of sanding and gessoing. I'll try and save as much as I can.
Yeah.
Some of these bits up here aren't too bad.
I could sell them like this, and I would probably get for the pair a couple of £100. But I think done, because of the age, I think I could probably push it to £750, £800. It's probably achievable for a proper pair.
Okay,
yeah?
Great.
All right,
great, thank you. So basically this piece at the end of the day has got to look its age, but not how it looks now because it's been mistreated really. So it's got to look like it's been treated well for 200 years and it's just nicely gently aged. So that's what I'm aiming for.
The following morning, Ruth has the candlesticks back on her workbench in Staffordshire. A good clean has revealed that the original gesso has a slightly cracked surface layer, which Ruth has decided to try and reproduce in her restoration.
Because we've got quite a lot of gesso left that I thought was going to fall off, I thought, well, perhaps I should try and to recreate crackled gesso. I've done a little bit of research, and what you have to do is put corn flour in with your gesso. And because I've never done that before, I've had to create this board, make up lots and lots of individual gessos, and then I put the heat gun on all these samples. I've got one sample here, which I really like. It's got these tiny little cracks, which I'm really hoping I can recreate on the candlestick. So I'm aiming for this. I've never done it on an actual piece before. It might work. I hope it works.
The gesso and cornflour mixture needs to be applied to all the bare patches.
Wow, it's sticky.
And once set, will give Ruth a smooth surface to gild on.
Can you smell the cornstarch? Can you smell it? Do you want to eat it? Good girl.
Once the first layer is dry...
Hang on, let me just get that corner.
Ruth needs to see if she can get the crackle effect she's after.
Let's give this heat gun a go. Absolutely nothing is happening. Now, when I did this on the test piece, it cracked straight away. That has totally failed. I've got two tiny little cracks here. That's a complete fail. Now what am I going to do?
In Staffordshire, Gilda Ruth is working on Drew's pair of 19th century candlesticks. She was trying to recreate a crackled look on the gesso, but her technique didn't work, so now she's had a change of plan and will go for a smoother finish.
All this has been sanded really smooth. I haven't managed to get the crackle, which I'm a bit disappointed about, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bowl it, which is the clay-based paint under the gold. So, this is yellow bowl, and it's basically a wet clay.
The bowl is thinned down with rabbit skin glue and has to be mixed until completely smooth, so no blemishes will show through the delicate gold leaf. It's a technique known as water gilding.
This is how it's always been done. You will have a yellow bowl under everything, and then a different colour to pick out your highlights. And although you probably can't see it at a distance, you can see the difference in depths because the gold's slightly transparent. So it just gives a really nice effect, especially on these acanthus leaves where that main stem is red and the rest is yellow. It makes the stem stick out.
Once the yellow and red bowl has dried and been sanded, Ruth is ready to start applying the gold leaf.
So I'm just cutting the gold into smaller pieces. And I'll get my gilding lacquer, which is just a little bit of rabbit skin glue, some water and alcohol to help it evaporate. I'm going to wet the area I want it to go on. As you can see, the gold is really thin, and it's about 4 microns. And there are 1,000 microns to a millimetre. So it's staggeringly thin. And that's why it's so difficult to control. You breathe on it and it blows away.
The most difficult part of the gilding process is getting the delicate gold leaf to lay completely flat.
There are little tiny air bubbles in there, so bits of cotton wool. I'm just pressing the water out and making sure every bit sticks.
After an hour's work, the 100-year-old candlestick is taking on a new look.
It's not a quick thing to do. You just got to be very steady. Make sure you don't miss anything. Don't leave any gaps.
Ruth's final step is to rub a polished agate stone over the gold to burnish the finish.
Once I've finished these last bits of gilding, I've still got to age the gold. It's obviously, as you can see, it's really shiny and new, and Drew really likes things to look original. Even when I finish this one, I've still got the other one to do. The joy of having a pair.
Today, Gilda Ruth is heading back to Drew's house in Conway. He's challenged her to bring back to life the 19th century candlesticks. It's been a painstaking process, but now she's ready to show him the results of her work.
To say they were a little worn would be an understatement. They were sort of scrap, basically. I think that's probably the best way to describe them, but attractive scrap.
I'm just really hoping he doesn't dislike all the repairs that I've done. I'm going to be running away really fast if he doesn't like them, but hopefully I can stay for a cup of tea if he does like them.
Ruth.
Hi, Drew. How are you doing?
All right, let's have a look.
Right, pair of candlesticks. They're well wrapped. There we go. There's one.
Whoa. Well, there you go. Are these the same ones?
No, I got rid of them and put some new ones.
It certainly looks like, oh my word. Absolutely lovely. Whoa. Absolutely perfect.
When Drew bought them, these candlesticks were dull and lifeless. Their bright gold finish was long gone, and the carved gesso design was crumbling away. Ruth has spent hours giving them their shine back. She carefully applied layer upon layer of gesso and mould, and her gilded finish is of the highest quality. They now look every bit as elegant as they would have done back in the 1800s.
I really tried to recreate this crash, and it totally failed. I'm really disappointed about it. I'd never done it before, so...
I wouldn't be disappointed. I mean, really, come on. If you sprinkled dust all over them, nobody'd ever know they'd have anything done to them. So that's perfect. They're absolutely lovely. I can't stop handling them. I keep putting them down, then picking them back up again. I'm so lucky to have the restorers I have around me. You know, you'll go through a load of restorers. I can do it. No, you can't. I can do it. No, you can't. And then you find people who can. And they have a quiet, unassuming nature about them, and they just get the job done. And that's Ruth. You can get a pair that look a little bit like this for about 550, 600 pounds. I think because of the state they're in, I think I could probably push it to 750, 800 pounds for the pair.
Well, they didn't really appeal to me at the beginning, but I'm quite fond of them now.
You've done exactly the right thing. They are
done my job then. Brilliant.
110%. Lovely. Thank you very much.
These candlesticks are a bit like climbing a mountain. You hate it all the way, but when you get to the top and see the view, it's absolutely wonderful. Showing them to Drew and seeing his reaction, I'm really pleased that I put all that effort in.